Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Spitballin with Kyle and Tom.
Hi.
What's going on, everybody? So this is not our first foray into podcasting, right, Tom?
This is our second foray into podcasting.
We tried to break into this podcasting world about a month or two ago, and our video kept getting banned. So we were too bad for YouTube. We were the bad boys. But we're taking a different approach this time, I think, you know?
Yeah, no, we were officially dubbed by all of our friends, our peers, as the bad boys of podcasting. But now I took the liberty to dub us the good boys of podcasting. Yeah, so now, we're going to be angels. I'm going to try not to swear that much. He's going to try not to swear that much. I'm not going to say no swearing, but I'll see what I could do.
We'll keep a swear counter.
Yeah, we would really like to have this podcast go through and be good.
So, Tom, what do you think over-under? Over-under. What's our goal for swears here?
3.5, 3.5.
So 3.5 over this whole episode.
This whole episode. You think we could do it? Oh, by the way, everybody, if you hear shaking in the background, that's my dog Stella. She's just she's wreaking havoc right now.
So we got 3.5. Okay, so we'll find out if we succeed or fail at the end of the video when we do the editing. And we're gonna have it right here, and we're gonna have the swear counter right there.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
but I can't make any promises to you guys. but so this is kind of what we're gonna do every episode. We're gonna have like a format.
Yeah, just kind of a general idea of how things are gonna go.
And yeah, I guess we'll give you a brief description of what we are going to do today, and that format's going to kind of hold true in the future as well. We might switch out a few topics, but it's going to kind of be like this. So, for instance, today we're going to start with some current events that are going on all around the world, specifically mostly in this country, but in the United States,
just things we saw that seemed like it's interesting. Spitballing. Tom and I have been friends for a very long time. And most of our conversations just start as this really broad idea, and we just keep going and going for hours and hours. So that's where we kind of got the idea. We just kind of spitball stuff and just see where we go. So we went and looked around the news to see if we saw any cool headlines that we wanted to talk more about or speculate or learn more about. So that's usually what we'll pick, is stuff that we think is interesting to talk about. It may not be the most important things. Like some of these things we have are important today. Some of these things are just kind of silly.
We keep things lighthearted, guys. We don't really want to talk controversial topics. We don't want to talk things like politics and religion and all that. That's not what we're here for. We're here to keep it lighthearted, have a good time. So current events, and that's going to be in every episode. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's going to be an every episode thing. We're going to touch over what we think is going on in the world, stuff that we may want to share with you guys as well. That's going to be every episode. So we're going to start off with that, and then after that, we're going to speak about something that me and Kyle have been. We talk a lot. So it's stuff that we've been talking about the past couple days, past week or so, and maybe bring some of that conversation on the here. And see how that goes over.
Yeah, see how everybody feels about it. If people got different information or just stuff that they want to talk about our topics. We've had a few things that we've talked about over the past week or so that we found really interesting, and we're going to share one of them with you guys. And we'll continue to do that. That's going to be a big part of our podcast. It's just us talking about the stuff that we find interesting, and hopefully somebody else does too.
Exactly. Next, we're going to be going into, today at least, we're going into a sports topic. This isn't going to be in every podcast episode occurrence.
Yeah, we're not a sports podcast. We're going to save that for our other podcast in our network, the Not a Stupid Podcast.
Yeah, Not a Stupid Podcast.
The Not a Stupid Podcast is a very good sports podcast. I recommend everybody who hasn't watched it and is watching this to go watch that. They're really good stuff over there.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, we're part of a network of podcasts. We kind of came up with the network of podcasts. Yeah. We have the Not Stupid Podcast, which is the actual, I guess it's the main podcast of the channel. They talk things, fantasy football, we talk hockey, we pretty much talk anything sports, and it's fun. It's a good time. We have 3 hosts of that show. I'm actually one of them. It's a good one. So we do that one, and then this is our second podcast of the network, Not Stupid Podcast Network, and it's just kind of me and Kyle's thing. It's our creation. We've been wanting to do this for a very long time.
Years. We've been talking about it for years. It's finally here.
So I feel that now is the time where we could just let it happen, man. Yeah. see what happens here. But yeah, back to the topic. Today we're going to talk about sports. It's almost kind of like current events because sports has a lot going on right now. We have four topics in particular with sports of things that are like relevant right now that are pretty important in my opinion. So we'll talk about that. After that, today we're going to go into this is really Kyle's topic, big time here. Dungeons and Dragons. Kyle, why don't you just highlight the Dungeons and Dragons topic?
Tom and I have been talking for a long time about how we thought it would be cool, right? We didn't know very much about it. We just knew that was a thing, and people got to like act as different people and do these crazy things. So we started watching some shows that play Dungeons and Dragons live, and we're like, "Oh, this is our thing. We can do this." And I became a dungeon master, and we've got a good group. I'm sure you'll see some of those guys in the future. We've got some ideas to bring in, talk about our group quests and stuff. So we'll just give you a little like background of what's going on with our characters and what to expect, and see what Tom's thinking, because this is a story I made up, and he doesn't know exactly where it's going yet. So I'm be curious to see what he's thinking of, and just share a little bit with you guys. When characters pass away, they will be guests to talk about their experience.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, as long as their schedule provides it, but it happens. You know, you think you spend this time making this really great character, and you give them all these things, these abilities, and all these items, and then all of a sudden it just disappears. It's gone. Your character's dead. And we have a graveyard. We've lost a few already. Shouts out to our friend Anthony. Died 3 times.
Yeah, our friend Anthony dies. He comes close to dying every single time we play.
Yeah. So you expect to see him on. We'll call it. I don't know. I'm thinking the graveyard group chat.
I like that. Yeah. Hey man, but you know what? I'm really excited about the Dungeons and Dragons topic because, as Kyle said, he's the one kind of creating everything. So if he sheds any light on what's going to be happening, it's news to me. So I'm actually pretty stoked about that. So Dungeons and Dragons, that's going to be a good topic today. And then finally, we're going to cap it off. Our 5th topic of the day is going to be every single episode we're going to do a top 5 of something. Today, since it's July, what is it today? July 2nd. July 2nd, the time of recording. So we're going to do a July 4th themed top 5. You guys will find that out more when we get there. But yeah, it should be good. Top 5s are good. That's
something that we've done since we've known each other. We've known each other since we were like 13, 14 years old. Exactly. 14. And we've always been like, hey, what's your top 5 this? Or what's your top this? And we would discuss our lists and talk about it. So we thought we'd share that. It's usually a good time when we talk about those lists.
Yeah, and sometimes we really could get into it like a lot.
Yeah. But, and we might even throw a bottom 5 in there sometime.
Yeah, you know what? It's just a 5.
Yeah, right? It's just a ranking.
Because it could be you're right. It could be the bottom 5. Because every single time we talk about a top 5 of something, we always flip it and talk about the worst of whatever we're talking about. So this topic in particular, I don't know. I feel like a top 5 is necessary. The bottom 5, there's really not a bottom 5 to this. But you guys will find more of that out. But yeah, I guess without further ado, welcome to episode 1 of the Spitballin podcast, and let's get in these current events. What do you say?
Yeah, let's start with our current events.
Gotta love it. So, first current event of the first episode, we're gonna start with a July 4th themed current event here, and that's the hot dog eating contest presented by Nathan's. It's in Brooklyn, New York, every single year. Yep. Did they have it last year for the pandemic?
I don't think they did.
Dang. Well,
at least it wasn't on TV. I didn't see it on TV.
That's true. Well, if they didn't have it, that's like the first time in forever that they didn't have it.
Super duper cool. As somebody who likes to eat a lot of food, to see people,
Kyle's a good eater.
See people, put me to shame. I can't do what Joey Chestnut does.
Are you in awe of those guys?
It's crazy. I watched. Did you ever watch that MTV True Life?
I watched True Life before.
Did you watch True Life? I'm a Competitive Eater.
No.
That was a good one.
Really?
That was a good one.
All right. Well, hey, look, if you guys haven't seen that either, I mean, he's saying to watch it. You should check it out. I'm going to check it out. I want to see if it's on YouTube.
Yeah, who was it? Eater X. Do you remember him? The guy who used to paint X on his face?
Yeah, actually. Wow, that's weird. Yeah.
So there's this guy. I believe his name is Eater X. It might have been Mr. X, but X was the name. it followed him as he wanted to become a professional eater, and it followed him going through all these different competitions. I believe one of them was pudding or oatmeal. It was a goopy breakfast thing, and watching him just put it down was crazy.
I mean, that's kind of disgusting, but I like it.
Yeah, so it was really cool. It gave me the insight on it, and like how they got to work to stretch their stomach out, and then how they work on chewing and all. It's crazy. There's like a method to the madness have you seen Man vs. Food?
I've seen Man vs. Food. I've actually seen a couple episodes of the competitive eaters. You mentioned Joey Chestnut, but there's another one named Matt Stoney.
He's good.
Yeah, and he has episodes. I don't know if it's still on his channel, on his YouTube channel or whatnot, but he's shown people like what he does, what he eats before the competitions. And it's not like he doesn't eat specific things, but it's like the type of, like the quantity of food, the type of food that he eats. Like he ordered Chinese food, and it was like he put down like 6 pounds of food.
That's crazy.
Which is like, and that's just practice. That's like dinner time.
Yeah.
So that's crazy to eat that much, but it's also like super expensive to eat that much too.
Yeah, never really thought about that.
It's super expensive. I'm assuming like the top dog competitive eaters have all their food kind of paid for. Yeah. You would think, but it's expensive, man. So hats off to those guys. For sure. They're out of their minds. They're American athletes, in my opinion.
Yeah. So is Nathan's the best sponsor
for a hot dog eating contest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I don't know. I love a good soubrette.
No, we're going to get into this. I disagree. See, I disagree, bro. I think Nathan's is the best hot dog. I have Nathan's hot dogs in my refrigerator right now.
I think my favorites are soubrettes.
You're a soubrette guy, huh?
I like soubrettes.
Wow.
Good old soubrette, you know?
They have soubrette at the baseball field, so you're a baseball hot dog kind of guy.
I guess so. In ballpark, when I was a kid, I don't like ballparks.
I'm not a fan. I like Nathan's. I like Hebrew National a lot, too.
Hebrew National is a very good one.
I mess with Hebrew National. Notice I said mess with. I could have said another word.
Yeah, we didn't.
But we're the good guys here, okay?
We're about 13 minutes in.
Yep. And we're...
Zero curses.
Wow.
I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us.
Anyway, listen.
But yeah, I do got to say, I hope another hot dog company eventually sponsors it. I think that'd be cool.
Maybe they could partner with another, because they are at Nathan's doing it. You know what I mean?
That's a fair point.
They're at Nathan's doing it, but if maybe they could partner with somebody, you know what they should do? It should be Nathan's hot dog eating contest partnered with like whoever makes buns.
Ooh,
you see what I'm saying?
For Hoffer's action?
Yeah, for Hoffer's or Martin's.
Ooh, okay.
But they make potato rolls, but that's crazy. But does Wonder Bread make
they got
buns?
to.
They have to, right?
But yeah, that would be kind of cool to see more people get involved. How many do you think you could eat?
Hot dogs at once?
Yeah. No time limit.
With the bun.
With the bun, no time limit.
No time limit at one sitting, though.
Yeah, it's got to be one sitting.
8?
8.
I think I could eat 8. I ate 4 the other day, and I felt horrible afterwards. So,
okay.
I think I could eat 8, but if I eat 9, I might get sick.
Okay.
What do you think?
This is a dumb idea.
Let me preface this by saying Kyle is known for large quantities of eating. He knows what to do. He could pack it down.
So I think I could go anywhere between 15 and 20. No time limit. And I'm going on this podcast and saying it. And also, next episode, I will bring with me 12 cooked hot dogs. Or 20 cooked hot dogs. And they'll be here, and throughout the podcast, I will be eating them.
Wow.
To see if I can finish them by the end of the podcast.
Wow, okay.
So, let me know. You think over under 20? I think I can do it.
That's wild. I am not going to... Look, I never doubt Kyle when he says he can eat something. I'm on his side here. But I guess we'll see next episode.
Next episode, 20 hot dogs coming down.
Yeah, we got a supermarket literally right down the street. We'll go to the supermarket, get a bunch of hot dogs, cook them up, and just let Kyle do his thing.
Yeah, I'll eat 20. Tom can have like 2.
All right, quick question here.
Yeah.
Toppings on a hot dog.
Okay.
What are your toppings? Obviously, if you're trying to eat 20 of them, you're not really putting toppings.
They're going to be plain. I prefer just mustard.
What kind of mustard? Yellow or brown?
Brown.
I agree. People love yellow mustard in hot dogs.
It doesn't taste like anything.
It's okay. I like brown mustard in hot dogs. Are you a sauerkraut guy?
Well, if I'm eating 20, no.
No, if let's say you're enjoying the hot dog.
Sometimes.
I'm a big mustard guy, I'm a big pickles guy.
Okay.
Maybe not on the hot dog, but I like it next to the hot dog.
Okay.
I like pickles a lot. Not the bread and butter ones, just the kosher dills. But yeah, so I'm a mustard guy.
Oh, I do like a good chili on it.
Chili, dude. What about onions? I figure if you mix
Raw
chili
onions.
with onions.
Yeah, I do like the raw white onions.
Yeah, I could get down
But
with that.
typically, I usually just go mustard, and then if I'm feeling a little crazy, put a little crown on there.
Okay.
But I'm not a super crazy kind of like. I don't need a Chicago style hot dog. I'm sorry, Chicago.
No,
It looks fantastic, but to me, I don't want to eat it.
You want to look? I'll admit it on the podcast. I made the hot dogs the other day, right? My descent is Greek. Okay, so
You put olives on the hot dog?
I did not. So what I did was I put mustard on the hot dog, and then I said, you know what? This needs to get spiced up a little bit, right? So what did I do? As the Greek person I am, I put feta cheese on it.
I can see that.
I crumbled it on it. I got like quality cheese. Like it's not just like you can't go to any store and buy it. It's like my yaya came and brought me like a.
Yeah, what's a yaya, dude?
A yaya is my grandma.
Okay, there we
and
go.
the papu is my grandfather. If any of you guys hear me say that,
You need to know the lingo
in the podcast. Yeah, sorry about that. But I sprinkled it on top. It's like if you guys don't know what kind of cheese that is, it's very potent. It's very, very. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has a sharp taste to it.
It's good.
It's good if you like it. If you don't, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But
I may not like you if you don't like feta.
yeah.
I'm a good boy podcasting, but I may not like you.
Yeah, you know what, man? You probably shouldn't have said that for the first episode of being a good boy.
Yeah, but I had to say feta's such a good cheese. I think everybody should like it.
It's a quality cheese. But yeah, so I sprinkled it on top of the hot dog. Bro, it's really good.
Okay.
It's a game changer.
You know what? If I get to the 20th hot dog, I'll put some feta on it.
I'll save you some. Sprinkle it right on top of the pod.
20 hot dogs. It's going to be easy.
Yeah, we'll see. While we're talking about hot dogs, I want to shout out. You said his name before, Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
Yo, he's won 13 times. 13 times.
Yeah, he's the king of hot
He's the
dogs.
king. I mean, when we were young, it was Kobayashi.
Kobayashi used to go crazy.
Chestnut came and took over the game.
Yeah.
He came and took over. So, you know, he, in my opinion, obviously he's the favorite to win. His 14th. Not last year. It might have been 2019. But he won by eating 75 hot dogs.
That's crazy.
Which is nuts. I mean, that's just absurd. But he's an American hero for that. So, Joey Chestnut, congrats on you. If you win again, no one's going to be surprised, but you definitely deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
His main, not main competitor, but the competitor I'm looking forward to seeing is Matt Stoney, as we said before.
Yeah.
He's like a YouTuber, but he is a competitive eater, and he's no joke of a competitive eater either. So I enjoy watching Matt Stoney videos, so I would probably enjoy watching Matt Stoney eat hopefully 75 plus hot dogs.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Stoney was my inspiration for the 100 chicken nugget competition I did.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Quickly tell him what you did, and quickly tell him how it ended, too.
Okay. So I watched Matt Stoney eat a lot of food, and I was like, I could eat a lot of food. Let me try to do something that like I think would be on par, right? So I said, well, I need to think about monetarily, right? Because food's expensive.
Yeah.
Burger King was having really good deals on their chicken nuggets, so I bought 200.
Yeah, he did. For
And
like
then-
$20.
Yeah, $20. I bought 200.
Yeah.
It was great, and I got a Whopper.
No, you got more than it was not a Whopper. It was
Like a double bacon steakhouse.
Yeah, it was a double bacon steakhouse burger, barbecue
It was
burger.
a thick boy, but that, it was good. So I just, when I saw the 200, I said, okay, that's too much. I could do 100 though.
Yeah.
I could do 100.
Yeah.
So everybody who came to watch me eat all that food, I gave them 100 nuggets for them to, share while I tried to eat all 100 of those nuggets. And I did it. I ate 100 nuggets, and then I was feeling myself. I was like, "Yeah, I ate 100 nuggets. Let me go eat this burger." And the burger was too much. The 100 nuggets was fine, but throwing a burger on top of that pushed me over the edge, and it all just exploded at me. I puked almost immediately after the last bite of the burger.
Yeah, I mean, it was at my old place.
Yeah.
So it was good that he was kind of like in the dining room eating, and the bathroom was only like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
So
there's no worry.
yeah, you didn't have to go far, but we thought everybody collectively in the house thought you hit your 100 mark that was cool. You would be done, right? Perfect. Great job, Kyle.
Yeah.
Clap,
Cool.
clap, right?
I should have let it.
This fool goes to the bottom of the bag, picks up that double smokehouse, whatever burger it is from Burger King. This was probably like 2 years ago now. And he said, you know what? Watch me eat this. So we did. We watched him, right? We were all in amazement. Kyle, he was fine for a little bit. And then he wasn't fine after that.
No.
He just said, his face changed. He was like, he's like, that's it. I gotta go. Like, it is what it is. He went right to the bathroom. Everyone heard him puke. It was hilarious. But I still counted. He did 100 nuggets. He would not have thrown up. I really believe he wouldn't have thrown up.
I don't
if
think
he
I
only
would.
ate the nuggets.
I don't. But, it is what it is.
So
I ate 100 nuggets. It was pretty cool. Maybe one day I'll enter myself in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest and finish last. I'll finish last. But hey, I'll eat a respectable amount of burger or hot dogs.
Well, Kyle's like we have a large friend group, guys. So I would say Kyle is the competitive eater of our friend group. Anyone that's ever disputed that, they're like, oh no, Kyle's not. This person is. They watch Kyle eat and they're like, actually, probably it's Kyle.
I can eat some food. I can eat some
So
food.
good for you, Kyle. But enough of the hot dog competition.
Yeah.
Good luck to the competitors. July 4th, it's a great holiday. It's American Independence Day, so
that's right.
We all look forward to it.
Light off some fireworks if you can.
What a segue, dude. What a segue, because there's one state in this country that doesn't allow any consumer purchase fireworks. Just one state. Do you know what state that is?
I don't. Tell me. Is it Utah?
It's not Utah. It's in the east, the northeast. So we live in New York, okay? Mm-hmm. We're the northeast. We didn't have legal fireworks until, like 5 years ago, right?
About 5 years, yeah.
About, give or take, 5 years ago. Well, we always thought, oh, this is horrible. But we finally got it. We're happy about it. But Massachusetts, still, the only state, there's 49 other states. Massachusetts, the only state that still doesn't allow any type of fireworks sold. That's anything, even sparklers.
That's so crazy.
Nothing, right? So my question to you, to everybody watching, how much does it suck to live in Massachusetts on July 4th?
Let's break this down, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of the cornerstones of American independence.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Tea Party happened. I almost cursed, but I didn't. See the number?
See that?
Still zero.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Like you would think that place would be like the most fireworks out of anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like real like revolutionary American towns.
I would argue to say, now that I'm thinking about what you said, the first explosives ever in America was in Massachusetts. Whether it was under probably bad circumstances, but the fireworks, the explosives was in Massachusetts. It was in the Boston area. Now they're like, you know what? We already seen enough explosives. We're not having fireworks ever again. Y'all are out of luck.
It's a shame, and so they got to go somewhere else.
So again, what do you guys do? So in New York, right? So we live in New York where there's a lot of bordering states nearby, right? We have Connecticut close, Jersey close, Pennsylvania close. The reason why I say Pennsylvania is because a lot of people we know, not saying that we did it because we're law-abiding citizens here, but a lot of people in Pennsylvania will go to Pennsylvania where it was legal, buy the fireworks, and then come right back and then light the fireworks off here. And it's crazy because once you cross the border into Pennsylvania, huge fireworks stores right over the
billboards for it.
Billboards, right? As soon as you cross. So they know, right? So is that what people in Massachusetts do? Do they go to New Hampshire and Vermont and Connecticut and Rhode Island and pick their fireworks to come back and just take the risks?
I don't know. Let us know. Put it in the comments. I want to know about this Massachusetts fireworks experience.
I would think that. So I was doing some research about it, and it's not like a criminal offense. You just get fined. So I would assume people are willing to take the fine. I don't know how strict they're really going to be on that law.
I don't know.
But hey, look, it's a law. It's a law. So you got to do what you got to do. But it's unfortunate Massachusetts is the only one, and it's not like Ohio, for instance, right? Ohio has illegal like explosive fireworks where the mortars and all that. You can't buy them in Ohio, but you could still buy at least like the hand ones, like the sparklers and all that.
Like a Roman candle?
Yeah, you could have those in Ohio, but you can't have the big guns in Ohio. Massachusetts, how are you going to sit there and tell me you could buy cigarettes But you can't buy a sparkler.
Yeah, like if you think about like Philadelphia and Boston are like those, like the two, like like I don't know. When I hear those, I think of the Revolutionary War and freedom in America.
Exactly.
Of those two specific cities. Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania, right? So they got the fireworks. They probably do crazy shows, but Boston, like that's what I get hung up on. It's like that's like if fireworks are America personified, those like Massachusetts is also.
It's crazy to think, and obviously it's not illegal for like the licensed people for fireworks. Like they could still come and do the fireworks shows, right? But obviously they're probably going to need a lot of approval, statewide approval, the whole 9 yards. I don't know much about that, but they do have their fireworks shows. It's just for people like me and you, we can't be like, oh, have everyone come over for a barbecue, and then we'll light fireworks at the end of the night.
And that's a great way to end the night.
I know. I'm assuming it's a safety thing, but again, dude, 49 out of 50 states, they changed it.
Form, yeah.
And not to get political, but if New York and California, two states where they're really not lenient on a lot of things like that, if they changed it, I don't see why Massachusetts wouldn't. Maybe it's coming in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna. Maybe the governor, whoever that is, I don't know, is gonna listen to this podcast.
That's
the
right.
good guys
the good
of podcasting,
boys.
the good boys of podcasting, and be like, you know what? We should probably look into that. But this one's for the people of Massachusetts. We feel for you on this one. Up until 5 years ago, that was us. But you know, it is what it is. So, well, enough of fireworks. Until later. But next, you know what, Kyle? I'm going to let Kyle take this topic. He's going to educate me on a current event here that I had no idea existed until right now, actually. So go ahead, Kyle.
So, Tom, when you hear these two words together, tell me what you think. Cocaine bear.
Cocaine bear. I'm thinking of like a stuffed animal. Of like, instead of like the fluffing, the stuffing, it's just cocaine. That's what I think of.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a movie produced, I believe, by Universal Studios. Cocaine Bear. It is based on a true story. So, apparently in the 80s, at the height of the cocaine trafficking, there was this former pilot who was turned into a cocaine runner. And he had to ditch the plane. I don't know why, but he had to ditch the plane. He jumped out of the plane with a parachute and a bag with 75 pounds of cocaine in it.
Huh. 75 pounds.
Pounds.
Wow.
75 pounds.
That's a lot.
you could get a good shoulder workout with that cocaine.
I wonder how much money that
I believe it was 1.4 million.
Back then?
Yes.
So, inflation, I mean, that's a multi-million-dollar haul right there.
It's a lot, yeah.
Illegal. I mean, we're good boys, but that was illegal.
Yeah, 100% illegal.
All right.
And his chute didn't go off.
Dang.
Dead. Obviously.
Yeah.
Where the story gets interesting is about 3 days after that, this guy walks through the woods or his land, finds a bear dead on the ground.
Full
grown bear dead on the ground.
Okay.
And they do some research, like when they do testing on the bear, they found out cocaine is active in his system.
Oh, like I almost swore there. Like like a lot of cocaine?
Yeah, well, they also found the guy, and all 75 pounds were consumed.
Wow.
The bags were empty. So this bear broke into the cocaine, ate all the cocaine, and died.
Dude, this bear's heart had to have exploded.
Yeah. But like think about like that like 5 to 10 minute span where he was just incredibly high on cocaine.
Dude,
how dangerous would that animal be as a predator?
Dude, I guarantee you that bear was knocking trees down, bro. That's crazy.
That's why they're making the movie. It's going to be like a reimagining based on these events. What would happen if a bear got into a lot of cocaine and ran rampant through an area?
That's cool.
They on the internet they talk about how it was really the true apex predator in the world. Being that
for that 5 minutes,
that 5 minute period before his heart popped, being on that cocaine, and it's got a big cast. I mean, it's got Kerry Russell, O'Shea Jackson, a.k.a. Lil Cube, Alden Ehrenreich. I've seen his face. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he's been in. And then Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family.
So the first two, do you know if they were in anything of note before?
Kerry Russell's been in a bunch of stuff. She's a big-time actress.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's kid, he's been in a few things. He was in the NWA movie.
Oh, that's Ice Cube's kid?
Yeah, that's why I called him Lil Cube.
Kid's a legend already.
Yeah. He's been in a few movies. Ingrid Goes West, I enjoyed. He was in that movie with 50 Cent. I don't know the name of it, though, to save my life. But yeah, so and then Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family. You know, I mean,
that's kind of cool.
That's a lot of people in the movie that is about. Oh, and Elizabeth Banks, a movie that's just about a bear eating cocaine and then going wild. So.
All right, that's kind of like a horror film.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really good. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be one of those movies that are probably so bad they're good. I'm looking forward to it.
Like a Sharknado?
Yeah, the Cocaine Bear.
Shouts out to Sharknado, by the way.
Sharknado versus Cocaine Bear. That's going to be the next one.
I would actually watch that, to be honest. I would watch that. All right. So be on the lookout. So what, are they producing this movie right now?
Yeah, it seems like this movie's got, with all the, being cooped up, we've been really wanting movies, right? Been so locked down and we're out there. Now, we can do more things. So having this news, it's kind of like a perfect storm.
Yeah. That's cool. I like it. Yeah. I like it. That's a good topic right there.
So, Tom, I know you had one thing you wanted to talk to us about.
Oh, yeah. Let's go a little bit more on a serious note. The last current event we're really going to talk about is Hurricane Elsa. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. I don't know if you've heard about Hurricane Elsa.
Not until you were looking at headlines today.
Yeah, so we were looking at certain current events. And then this kind of just popped into my head. I was like, oh, man, I know there's a hurricane about to hit. Did a little bit of research on the hurricane. Right now, it's not too big. It hit about 90-mile-an-hour winds, but it's just forming.
That's a lot of winds.
Yeah, so on Saturday, it's supposed to hit Haiti and Jamaica, I have written down. And I think Western Cuba as well, or part of Cuba. So we'll see how hard that hits. I know once it hits land, once hurricanes hit land, they lose a little bit of steam, right?
Yeah.
But then it's going to go right over the ocean again, the Gulf. And I don't know what day, but Saturday it's hitting those islands, and then eventually it's going to come up, and it's forecasted to go hit the panhandle of Florida. So like Pensacola, Panama City Beach, even Tallahassee will probably be affected. And if it veers west a little bit, then it's going to be Alabama, Louisiana. Yeah. Those states are going to get affected. So hopefully the hurricane doesn't build up too much steam. It's not more than a Category 1. Mm-hmm. Hopefully when it makes landfall in the United States. But, sending prayers out to the panhandle of Florida. I mean, it seems like they go through this every year. Yeah. They know what the deal is living there. Mm-hmm. But it's just kind of crappy when you have to either evacuate once a year, or you have to go to the supermarket and gear up, and everyone's at the supermarket and there's nothing there. It's kind of crappy. So hopefully, good luck, guys. If you live in the panhandle of Florida,
stay safe.
Stay safe. Good luck. Weather the storm. I'm sure you guys are used to this by now. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what it is. Time will tell how hard it hits. Time will tell when it hits, how fast it's moving. But I think the faster, the better. So, the faster it moves across the ocean, the less steam it catches, because, it's less time to brew up. You know what I mean?
I'm not a meteorologist, so I'm going to take your word. I don't know enough about it.
I like this. I don't know why I like this stuff.
I
used to watch a lot of Jim Cantori on the Weather Channel. Shouts out to Jim Cantori. I don't know what he's doing now.
Jim, how you doing?
But yeah, I mean, that kind of does it for our current events.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, how about you segue us into our next topic of things that we've been speaking about.
Yeah. Okay, so a big thing I like. I've been always a big fan of movies. I love movies.
Yeah.
And Tom, he's not the biggest movie guy, right?
I'm not.
No, there's so many things, and we'll get to that. We didn't mention it in the intro, but we will mention our other running segment we're going to be doing regarding Tom and movies.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
But like, there's every once now and then we find like common ground, and we really like to talk about it when we find common ground because, you know, it's something I'm very passionate about, and when Tom can find something he also enjoys, we usually talk about a lot of stuff. And we were talking about, you know, a guy from our childhood who made a lot of movies that we enjoyed, and we just appreciated his career and how long it's been.
Yeah.
Some people may like him, some people may hate him. For me, he's entertaining. Adam Sandler. So, Tom, talk about your experience with Adam Sandler. What movies did you watch that were like, I like this, or, you know, all that kind of stuff?
Well, first, I just want to say, love him or hate him, he's definitely like a legend of our time.
He's been making movies and starring in movies since
'96, I think.
Yeah,
or the mid to late '90s. And he's still doing it today, right? Mm-hmm. So the dude's a legend. As far as movies, like, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Deeds.
That's a great movie.
I love Mr. Deeds. Happy Gilmore, classic. Mm-hmm. That's one of his older movies. So me and Kyle were discussing like different forms, I guess, of Adam Sandler, different phases he goes through. And there's the old Adam Sandler phase, there's the newer Adam Sandler phase, and now there's this current Adam Sandler phase. I think there's like major distinctions between the three.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say that we probably enjoy the old Adam Sandler the most, if you will.
Yeah, I think, well, my favorite movie is Wedding Singer, so that's in that area.
Wedding Singer, mine's Mr. Deeds and Happy Gilmore. So, I mean, both of those. I think, what did you say about Mr. Deeds? It was like the cutoff of old?
I think that Mr. Deeds probably is the cutoff from the old one, and then that second, you know, grouping ends just before Jack and Jill. And I think Jack and Jill forward is this new area of Adam Sandler that's much more divisive, I think, where a lot of people don't like his stuff. And for me, it's hit and miss, but the ones that hit, I really enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. Even the ones that miss, there's things of, like, in those movies where I'm like, okay, I clearly see, like, he's going a different avenue, different route, mm-hmm. but he's still, like, super talented. It may not be for me, but, I mean, the talent, you can't deny it. You know what I mean? So, Adam Sandler, we listed so many movies the other day on the phone. Like 50 First Dates was one.
That's one of my favorites of all time.
That was a big one that we harped on. What else did we... what was the controversial? 8 Crazy Nights was controversial.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like 8 Crazy Nights. That movie's fantastic, and I'll go on record saying best Hanukkah movie out.
Oh, I think it's easily the best Hanukkah movie of all time. What's another Hanukkah movie?
I can't name one.
8 Crazy Nights. So
8 Crazy Nights is fantastic.
Say what you want about it.
That's a technical foul. Like, come on, who doesn't love that song?
And it was Adam Sandler going into a new direction where it was an animated movie. He never did an animated movie before that, did he?
I don't think so. But now, since then, he's done Hotel Transylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, and Hotel Transylvania 2.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. I wanted to ask you, now that we brought it up, this new era is so divisive. Give me one of his more recent movies that you watched. Like, I do like this.
What have I watched recently of Adam Sandler? I'll tell you one thing I really want to watch is the Uncut Gems movie.
Yeah, I want to see that too. I hear that's very good. I haven't seen it yet. It's on Netflix. Got to watch it at some point.
I really want to watch that movie. I may watch it before this next podcast, so I could maybe fill everybody in on how I felt about it or what I've observed about the movie. But I really, when you say this new style of Adam Sandler, right? Mm-hmm. I think about that movie right away. Okay. I know it's because the reviews were super mixed. Mm-hmm. A lot of negative reviews in that movie. He was playing a very serious role in that movie, right? So again, something that maybe a lot of people aren't used to with Adam Sandler. He's played serious roles before, but not much. You know what I mean?
I think there's like 3 of them.
3 of them, and this was a movie where it was a big deal. It was a headline movie, if you will. You know what I mean? So I want to see the movie just because I want to see if I agree with people's comments about it, the critics and all that, or if I differ, because I feel like I differ from the critics a lot. So I think personally I would like the movie. I hear it was like one of those movies where you watch and you're like, like nervous or like, you know what I mean. It's like a weird feeling in your body when you watch it.
I believe he's like a degenerate gambler.
I think so.
Yeah, so that's stressful.
Yeah, so I would like to watch the movie. I know it's like 4 hours long, right?
I have no idea.
I know it's super long. So, hey, look, I want to watch it. Kyle wants to watch it. So.
I want to see it. My favorite of this new stuff, though, I have two that I really liked.
Okay.
Two that I was like, this is the Adam Sandler I like to watch. I really, really enjoyed That's My Boy.
Oh, man.
I thought that movie was hilarious.
Okay.
And, it didn't have to be dominated by Adam Sandler. He had Andy Samberg, too.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I actually watched that movie, and I totally forgot about it. So
it's super funny, and there's so much good stuff.
What's up, baby girl? You guys see this right now? She's trying to get out. Let's see if she can get out. I'm not even going to say anything. Hey. Don't do that. All right.
And then also, it's on. This is one of the Netflix movies that he did. It's called The Week Of. Have you seen that one?
Never even
with
heard
Chris
of it.
Rock.
Never even heard of that movie.
It's about Chris Rock and Adam Sandler are two parents of a couple getting married, and it's about them trying to prepare for the wedding.
That could be cool.
It was. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't like, fall down laughing kind of movie, but it was nice. It was sweet, and I thought it was really, really well done.
Speaking of Sandler, I know this is a little bit off topic with Adam Sandler. Speaking of Sandler wedding movies, Chuck and now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
I love that movie.
Great movie. Would you consider that in Adam Sandler's repertoire, or would you say that's like a half Sandler, half James?
Like what I call it, this Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah.
It was made by Happy Madison Productions, and he was one of the two headliners. Yeah, that's Adam Sandler.
That's Adam Sandler. But then at the same time, I'm going to call that a Kevin James movie too, if I'm talking about Kevin James.
Yeah, it's both their movie.
Yeah.
I think it's both.
Also a great movie. If you guys haven't seen that movie, it's hilarious. So
it's a good movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, one of the best of our time. He is. I mean, I would put him so different of an actor, but I would put him in the likes of some of the great actors of our generation.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like, he's maybe not actor, it's entertainer. Because, I mean, there's some movies where he does act very well. And there's some movies where it's not completely believable, but it's still fun. It's still fun.
We were talking about that too. There's something I like about Adam Sandler is that he doesn't even have to act. Mm-hmm. He just kind of does his thing. He
is Adam Sandler.
Exactly. I'm gonna let her out.
All right.
Keep talking now.
All right. So I'll introduce. We talked a lot about Adam Sandler. So Tom, there's so many movies that are like benchmark movies, right? That everybody's seen. Tom hasn't seen them.
I'm really bad with movies, man. I'm a sports guy. I'm a video game guy.
So there's a bunch of movies that I'll talk about and Tom's never seen it.
And we're like popular.
Yeah. So Tom, I want you to take a little bit of time, like a couple minutes, maybe a couple seconds, however long. Think of a movie that you have not seen that people keep telling you to see, and I'll tell you if it's worth seeing.
Jurassic Park.
Okay, that's very easy. Jurassic Park is 100% worth seeing.
Okay.
It is a fantastic film. It's well acted. It's intense. It's beautiful. It's inspiring. It's very, very, very good. It's based off of a phenomenal book for my people who read. Great book.
All right. So that's one I gotta watch.
So now Tom is going to have to watch Jurassic Park between the time of right now and when we film the next episode. And Tom's going to give us his review of the movie.
Now, there's a bunch of Jurassic Parks, right? So, is there like an original one to watch?
Yes, just watch Jurassic Park 1. That's
Okay.
all you got to do. I believe that's on HBO Max. And if it's not on HBO Max, it is on Peacock. And if you need Peacock login information, I got you.
Wow. Wow. All right. What do you have Peacock for? The Office?
No, I don't watch that show. It came free with my cable.
We're not
Office
fans.
people. No. You know what? It's not a bad show.
It has its funny moments,
but it is not my favorite, and I don't go out of my way to watch it. Mm-hmm. If I go to somebody's house and it's on, I'm not gonna, make them turn it off, like I do with Family Guy. I don't like that show at all.
But that's another conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
That could be in the bottom 5.
Yeah, but for me it is a bottom 5. But yeah, so Jurassic Park, locked and loaded.
Yeah, I knew that. Once you started saying what you were saying to me, I was like, oh, well, that's an easy one. It's Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Everyone gets pissed off that I haven't watched Jurassic Park. You want to know another one?
No, we'll save it.
Are you sure? Because I got one. I can do one more right now. Okay. That's going to piss people off.
Okay, what is it?
Rocky.
Okay. Want me to be super honest now?
Yeah, be honest. We're the good boys. We got to be honest.
It's okay.
Really? What's the best one? I know there's like
Rocky 4 is the best Rocky.
Okay.
Hands down.
All right, because I know it's a Star Wars debate of the best Star Wars movies too. I mean,
yeah, they're to me they're okay. Sorry, Star Wars people.
We're just gonna piss people off. We both aren't Star Wars.
We're good boys. We have to be honest.
We're good boys. He doesn't like Star Wars. I don't like Star Wars. I was forced to watch the first. What was it, 6 or 7? The first, whatever the original. I watched all of them. And I thought episode 1 was the best episode, and everyone got pissed at me, so I just gave up on Star Wars. I said, screw you guys.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, okay. Rocky, you should watch it. You should watch Rocky. Rocky and Rocky 4. 2 and 3,
they don't go in like a story?
They kind of do, but you can skip some stuff.
All right. So I got to watch Jurassic Park for sure. You don't seem too keen on Rocky.
Rocky's not my favorite.
Okay.
And people may hate me again for this. Sorry, everybody. I don't like Rudy.
The football movie?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen it.
I don't particularly like it. I watched it once, and it's on my shelf, and I have not touched it since. That was 12 years ago.
Wow.
So maybe I gotta try it again. I mean, one day I'll go back and watch Rudy, but for me, it didn't do anything. I get the same feeling when I watch Rocky. I'm like, oh, I get why people like it a lot, but it's just not for me.
All right. Well, hey, look. I mean, this will be on YouTube in the comments section if you guys are watching it. What do you want me to watch the most, or what do you want me to watch first? Jurassic Park, Rocky, or even Rudy? We briefly touched on that. I've never seen that either. So
yeah, and then we'll have Tom's movie review every week to talk about it. So
we'll see.
We're back.
This dog's crazy, bro.
Hi.
We're not giving her enough attention. That's the problem, right, Stella? You want to come on camera? Okay. See that? She's a good dog, guys. She's a good girl, but she's a little hyper. All right, enough. Get down. Ugh. I'll go to Kyle. So anyway, besides the whole movie topic, the Adam Sandler topic, the next topic we have is sports, and specifically, I want to talk about a few things. Number one, probably, the most controversial topic, the hottest topic in sports right now, is the MLB pitchers.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, I don't want to say all of them, but a lot of them used like sticky foreign substances to put on their hands.
Yeah.
And they would grip the ball better, which in theory is a good thing. You grip the ball, and that way you're not like hitting the batter or doing crazy things with the ball. The problem with the substances that they were using was that when you grip it is like hard and sticky as they were, it creates this massive spin rate on the ball, much higher than like a normal spin rate. So those like sliders and curveballs it was like hitting a wiffle ball pitch. Like, you know how much a wiffle balls curve when you throw them? It was like hitting a wiffle ball pitch that's coming in at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So it was super unfair. It's been happening for a long time. Recently, people have been like causing an uproar about it, specifically this MLB season. And magically after that, the commissioner decided to do something about it, and he decided to pretty much suspend. If you're using it and you get caught, you're suspended for 10 games.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. Bro, why are you being so bad?
What are you doing?
Why are you being bad for? She's chewing something on the floor. Anyway, so what do you think should happen? Should they be able to use the substances? Or should they be...
So, let's as much as I do like watching a baseball game,
yeah,
let's just get out here and say I am not a baseball expert by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know a whole lot about the game. I do like to go watch a game. I do watch the Mets when they're on.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm more comfortable talking about football or basketball.
Yeah.
As far as like me just knowing stuff.
Well, as far as that spin rate, let's say, like creating unfair or whatever.
I'm putting that qualifier in to just say that I'm cool with it.
Okay. And a lot of people are, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, didn't they get caught? This is me not knowing. Didn't they get caught juicing the baseballs so that they would be hit farther?
That wasn't them getting caught juicing the baseballs. That was the MLB actively doing that.
Okay. So if we're gonna juice the balls,
but they stopped though. It's not. It's the opposite now. They deaded the balls.
Okay. I'm for juice the balls and substances.
I agree. If the pitchers are going to use the sticky substances, fine. Juice the baseballs again. What's she doing, man? Hey. She's being a bad dog, guys. She's being a bad dog. She's chewing that she shouldn't be chewing.
That's one.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the first one.
Wow. See, you know what, though? We got 2.5 left for the under.
2.5.
2.5 left for the under. So, you know what? Whatever. Anyway, that's pretty much the pitchers cheating in a nutshell. Apparently they're not doing it anymore. A lot of the pitchers' ERAs, which is the earned run average per game, they're going up. So it is taking a toll on the pitchers. Some of them are about to lose their job completely just because they're not effective anymore with it. So it's an adjustment period. We'll see what happens. But again, baseball not in the greatest place right now because of it. So let's move away from baseball. Kind of a boring sport, no offense. We got two major team playoffs going on right now: the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs. Start with the NBA. The Phoenix Suns are in the finals. It's guaranteed they're in there. The Eastern Conference, however, the Atlanta Hawks, out of all teams, and the Milwaukee Bucks are duking it out to get into the finals right now. So, Kyle, who do you think is going to make it out of that? I know the Bucks have a 3-2 series lead, so they only need one more win to make it.
I got the Bucks.
Yeah.
I think the way that the Bucks are able to dominate the paint in the way that they have in the games that they've won. In the games that they've won, they've been able to dominate the paint.
I agree.
And they're scoring on the inside almost at will, especially the last game. They were scoring so well in that area that requires, they're high percentage shots.
Yeah.
You shoot that close to the rim, you're going to make it more times than you're not. As opposed to, I know we got, Damian Lillard's and Steph Curry's out there making these 3-point shots look real easy, but in reality they're not, right? It's a lower percentage shot than shooting from inside the restricted zone. So I think if they continue sticking to their bread and butter there, I think they're gonna win. I think, and we don't know if Trey is gonna play or if Giannis is gonna play.
Yeah.
And it seems that the Bucks are more suited to play high percentage basketball, high percentage shot making, than Atlanta is, because Atlanta has been ripping shots from the arc.
Yeah.
And it's pretty, and when it goes in, they're looking really good. Like on game 4,
yeah,
they were making shots like crazy. But if that doesn't fall for them, and if Lou Williams isn't playing as well as he can, because while he's a great 6-man, he didn't have the best game 5. So I think it's going to be very interesting. But I do think the Bucks take it, and I have the Bucks winning it all at this point.
Okay. One thing, I think the Bucks are going to make it to the final. Look, their best player, Giannis Antetokounmpo, didn't play Game 5, and they blew Atlanta out without their best player. So that shows that, for once, Milwaukee finally has a little bit of depth to them.
Yeah.
And they have other pieces around Antetokounmpo, which is good. I mean, if you could win without him in the playoffs, that's a good sign. So I do think the Bucks are going to take the series. However, I disagree with you. I think Phoenix is just going to take it. I mean, now they're rested. They already won the series. They're going to be hanging out. They're going to be ready to go. They're on fire, man.
I think that's a fair assessment to make. I think it's fair that they're saying that song. I think it's going to be. I think it's Bucks in 7.
Okay.
I think it's going to come down to a Game 7, and I think it's going to be on whether or not DeAndre Ayton can live up into that big moment.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to protect the rim like crazy.
I agree with that.
Between Giannis driving to the rim, Brook Lopez rolling to the rim, and Drew Holiday making drives.
Keep going. Come on, man.
Between those 3 guys who have that ability to go right to the rim, I I think that might create some problems for the interior defense of the Suns. And I do think the Suns have some pretty great perimeter defense with Mikal Bridges out there. And, Jay Crowder's always been a serviceable kind of player. He's never been a star, but I think he's always been, a good guy to have on your team.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, you don't like him when he's on the other team, but you love him when he's playing for you. But I think that they may get worn down over a 7-game series. If it was a 1-game series, I'd probably take the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, my main question for Phoenix is, can these players... So, the NBA playoffs to me is different than the NBA Finals, right? So, can these players take another step up?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of players that haven't had to do that in the past. They haven't had to prove themselves in... The Suns haven't made the playoffs in forever, right? So, these players, a lot of them haven't even been in the playoffs. So, they've taken the step up in the playoffs. They have. Hats off to them, right?
Yeah.
Can they take that next step up and be one of the best players in the NBA? Arguably the best player. People could make that argument, top 5.
Mm-hmm.
He is a top 5 player, Antetokounmpo. So if they could take that next step up and still play at the level they're playing at now, I mean, I don't know if they could really be stopped. I mean, I know Milwaukee's super good, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be a really good series.
Yeah, I think we'll see. I mean, Atlanta could win, and then we're both wrong.
Yeah. If Atlanta wins, I'm taking the Suns.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking the Suns either way, but the Suns are also my second favorite basketball team, so I have to take them, even if they had no shot. But besides the NBA, NHL we'll touch on very lightly because it looks like Tampa Bay Lightning are going to win back-to-back Stanley Cups. They're up 2-0 in a 7-game series against Montreal, who really have no business being in the Stanley Cup Finals anyway. If they were in any other division in the NHL, they would have missed the playoffs.
Oh, really?
So now they're in the finals, and now it looks like they're a little bit tired, and Tampa is like taking it to them.
Okay.
So
I haven't
we'll see
watched
what
any
happens.
hockey yet.
I've been watching a little bit of it. I know Tampa. I mean, look, they're probably gonna be back-to-back champions, and they're gonna have a great shot to do it next year too. I mean, there's an expansion in the NHL coming next year, so there's gonna be a team in Seattle,
The Kraken.
the Kraken. Now, with that, the NHL teams, all 31 of them now, they submit a list of like X amount of players that they could protect. But all those players unprotected, Seattle takes one player from every team. So you never know. They could end up taking a pretty integral piece of Tampa, let's say, and maybe they're not as competitive next year. I mean, they're still going to be good, but they might not be as competitive. But it looks like Tampa's going to win the Stanley Cup Final. So if you do, I mean, congrats if you're a Tampa Bay Lightning fan. You're going to win twice in a row, and that's very difficult to do in today's sporting world.
Yeah.
So good. And the Stanley Cup Final is the playoffs are one of the hardest things to win, the Stanley Cup. So good for you guys. Lastly, on kind of like a crappy note, PGA golfer Jon Rahm, he was ranked the #1 golfer in the world. I don't know if he still is. There was a PGA tournament where he was dominating it. He even hit a hole-in-one. Earlier in the tournament.
That's so hard to do. We just came back from the driving range, and hitting it straight is hard enough. And this guy put it right in the hole off the tee.
He's awesome. I mean, look, a golf tournament is 4 days, right? So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They were on Sunday. He was leading the tournament I think he was leading it by 6 strokes, right? So he was looking good that Sunday. He magically tested positive for COVID on that Sunday, that last day, and they made him forfeit the tournament. So since he had to forfeit that tournament, he lost $1.6 million, and obviously he didn't win. He didn't get the trophy. There's a video floating around the internet of the officials telling him that he tested positive and that he needs to leave the course immediately and withdraw. And you could just see he was devastated.
Yeah.
He was really upset. He probably thought it was BS. He was probably whatever. He was asymptomatic too, which I mean it probably adds to the frustration. It does. But hey, look, they got the COVID rules. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
hopefully he can recreate this next event and get some money back.
And he's doing well. He's still golfing like really, really, really well. It's just that's frustrating. You play the tournament 3.5 of the 4 days, and you're dominating, and then they make you withdraw.
That's so tough.
And I know, to me, if it was me, it wouldn't even be about the money. Like the $1.6 million you lost, okay, that sucks, right? Yeah. But like you didn't win. You know what I mean? They just gave it to whoever was in second place.
That's tough.
Super crappy. But hey, look, a shout out to you, John Rahm. You'll rebound from it. You're a top tier level golfer, so you'll be fine. But bump in the road. But yeah, that kind of concludes our sports topic. Again, we're not going to be talking sports every time, but I felt these were pretty relevant topics, especially the cheating pitchers.
Yeah, I would love to know what the rest of the Not Stupid Boys think.
Yeah. Anyone's input on specifically the way the MLB is right now. Mm-hmm. Give us input.
And Dennis, Mike, let us know.
Yeah, or anyone in the comment section that's watching this.
Yeah.
Give us your input, really on any topic. To be honest with you,
if there's something you want us to discuss next time, happily do.
Yeah, anything.
Yes.
But yeah, so this next topic, Dungeons and Dragons. Kyle, this is your topic, Kyle.
So we are in the middle of our second campaign.
Yeah.
We've been struggling to meet up, but it looks like next week's going to be the time.
Stoked about it.
So we did the starter set, right, for the first one. So we got to have this paint by numbers mission, and it went pretty well. I thought a lot of our characters did some great things. We rolled some dice. It was pretty sick. Tom, what was your experience based on what you expected going into Dungeons & Dragons, and then what you thought about once you were in it?
All right, so I was down to play Dungeons & Dragons, right? I wanted to experience what it was like. However, I didn't know too much about it. I knew, like, a little bit of it, like the premise of it. I understood what the game was kind of about. I just didn't know how to play it or really what to expect. Also, I feel like now that I've done this, I feel like if you haven't played Dungeons & Dragons, I feel like you don't fully know what to expect until you do play it.
Yeah.
Right? So my experience after playing it, like the first quest, it's addicting, right? You get so into it, or you should get so into it. Like, I developed my own character. I developed my own voice for the character. I figured out, like, a backstory for him on the fly. And I'm just going with it. And I'm rolling dice, and I'm hoping that I'm rolling well, because I want to stay alive.
Let's hear the voice.
It is I. I can't say a name.
Yeah,
but listen, we're immature people. We were bad boys when we created the names of the characters. They're immature, and we'll probably get kicked off for saying it. So we're not going to do that because now we're good boys.
Yeah, CMFD. That's all we gotta say.
Yeah, CMFD is the name of his character. Do not try to fill in the blanks.
No.
But yeah, so my guy. I don't even know what to say about my guy. But
so right now his character is depressed, right? He's not feeling so great. He inherited a throne, and he's being embarrassed by his family, and he's trying to figure out who he is.
Pretty much. I mean, and it's funny because Kyle says that, and while he says that, I'm thinking of like, how am I gonna keep spinning this? Like, how am I gonna go further into this or try to get out of what I got myself into already with my character? It's cool. It's like, you're playing a game, but you're also like,
we're telling a story.
You're telling a story. It's cool because you have the freedom to develop your character how you want to develop the character, and there's really no rules to how you develop them. I mean, as long as the dungeon master, I guess, allows it, or as long as
I'm pretty lenient.
He's lenient, but we're kind of just free. We're spitballing it.
Yeah, we're just having fun. So what happened is, for this new mission, I had all my characters go on vacation to Las Vegas, and if it sounds like Las Vegas, that's because that's what it is. They were at Sin City, and I decided to make Sin City the portal to hell.
Yeah.
And our guys got sucked down into hell, and now they got to try to make it out.
Yeah.
While they're trying to be stopped by the heir to the throne of hell. Her name is Poina. She's a bad one. And right now they're in the second level of hell. There are 9 levels. They got to work their way all the way up to the top to sneak out. And I've made every level. It works like a movie. So the characters get transported into a different movie each time. And then after that, so that's like the torture all the human souls go through in hell, is they live horror movies until the end of time.
Yeah.
And then when they break out of the horror movie by defeating whatever the bad is in these levels, they have to get through. I've made hell kind of like a corporation. So there are all these offices that they're going to have to break through and navigate through and try to make it out. Right now they're on the second level, which is right now they're in the middle of. I ripped off a Jeepers Creepers.
Perfect.
And so they're being attacked by a monster that only comes around every so often, a certain number of years, and right now it's that time. And where we left off last time was that the town failed to do the ritual to keep the bad guy away, and he came back and he started wreaking havoc. And so when we pick up next week, they're going to be fighting. We have the monster of the harvest, which is a big old scarecrow with a pumpkin head, and a large number of corn monsters, which I helped to make. Well, I was helped by Dimension 20. Shout out Dimension 20.
Yeah,
they had the corn gremlins, so I found them and I used them. And I'm looking forward to it. I've created 4 different ways for you guys to make it out.
Okay.
I'm very curious to see which way you guys go, because
And this is news to me, by the way.
so there are 4 ways to make it out. One's very straightforward. I'm not going to say it. I'm sure everybody's thinking it, right? And then there's 3 other ways I created that I think would be really fun if we have some people who are thinking outside the box.
Okay. Cool.
I'm curious to see, because you and Alex, you think outside the box for these.
Sometimes I get sucked into I get tunnel vision. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is the way I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it happen, right?
You guys have had some very creative answers, though. So I'm looking forward to see. I have one I'm hoping for.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. We'll see if we can impress the Dungeon Master here. But yeah, so one thing I've learned, by the way, before you continue, I'm sorry.
No?
One thing I've learned about Dungeons and Dragons, it is challenging to do your job as a Dungeon Master. It seems very challenging to do.
It's a lot of preparation, and then a lot of you got to ask yourself, what are the questions that everyone's going to ask me?
Yeah.
Because nothing feels worse than you getting a question and you're like, dude, I don't know.
I agree.
And let's take some time to think about it. You want it to move as smoothly as possible, because it's like it's a real life video game is what we're doing, and I'm the operating system, and I don't want to lag.
No, I mean,
so it's been tough. I really like it. After we finish this one, I'm going to be taking a break and being a player character, but I am looking forward to seeing how this develops, and I can't wait for level 3 of Hell. I got one word for you: zombies.
Ooh.
So for anybody in the party who is watching this video, zombies are next.
Okay, well, I'm stoked for it, man. I mean, look, I know you don't give yourself enough credit for being a good Dungeon Master, but I do think you're doing a fine job. I know you're lenient with us, I get it, but I still think you're doing a very good job, because our group of friends aren't the easiest to mediate, if that makes sense, right? I would say so. So, Kyle's done a fantastic job. Don't let him tell you anything other than that. I think this is your first time DMing, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, he's a superstar in the making.
It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing. I really can't wait to see how you guys solve this mystery.
We'll see, man. I try to work together with everybody, man, but sometimes, my point just doesn't get across.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to play your character.
Exactly.
You're depressed, and you feel like you deserve to be in hell. Your character.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough.
Well, without shedding too much light to everybody, I mean, look, my character deserves to be in hell. He does. All right. Everybody would agree with you that's playing with me. So it is what it is. But you know what? I'm in hell, but I still got a great character. I have a good. I don't know. I like the way he's trending. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like the way I act with him.
There's potential for a really nice redemption arc.
Okay.
Or
I fall deeper.
Or you just fall deeper into it, and we'll have you on the Graveyard group chat when we lose a character.
Yeah, you guys might see me as the guest, even though I'm a host. So it'll happen. So.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all our future campaigns and stuff. It's been really, really fun. And there's so many different options for things that we can do. And I just want to take a little bit of time to shout out Ty. He makes the longest travel to come every time we do Dungeons and Dragons, and he's always ready to go.
An hour here, an hour back from where Tyler lives. He does it. He doesn't say a word about it. He just comes. He's like, "Yo, I'm ready to go. I've been hyped up for a week."
Yeah, and we don't finish till 3 a.m.
Yeah,
and he goes home at 3 a.m.
And
for an hour drive.
And he's happy about it. Yeah. So
he's the
shouts
MVP.
out to Tyler. You're right.
He's the true MVP of Dungeons and Dragons, because there's some days where we're like, "Oh man, we might not have enough people to go," and Ty says, "Don't worry, I'm there."
Yeah.
So, Ty, shouts out to you, buddy. You're killing it.
Yeah, MVP of the Dungeons and Dragons Week 1 edition here.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot more Dungeons and Dragons updates as we go along. I mean, look, Kyle, he knows more than we do, but every single week or a session for me is a learning experience. I learned a lot more about Dungeons and Dragons.
So I want to know what you thought of the last session we did when you guys were first in hell and going through all that stuff.
So I thought it was cool. So to be honest with you, I'm thinking, okay, as a group, we're going to collectively have to make some decisions here, right? Mm-hmm. We got to figure this out. But I noticed like a split of how we want to take control of the situation. Mm-hmm. So since I thought there was like a divide, I was like, you know what? Why don't I create more of a divide? You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, I'm just going to play spoiler here and just mess around and have fun. I was like, if I go, I go, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, hey, you know, I'm just playing my character. I think I even made up like a whole new style of my character. I did. Yeah. Made up a whole new style character. I was like, it takes place in like the 1950s-ish, right?
Yeah. So when you go into the movies, our characters play completely different people, and they're unaware of who they are.
Exactly.
Until they win. So he's playing. I forget his name.
I forget my name too.
It's on the character sheet.
We haven't played in a little while. Schedules have been conflicting.
But yeah, so that was really fun to see everybody be somebody else.
Yeah, it was cool.
Ty loved being that girl.
Yeah, so Tyler was a girl. We're not going to mention how he acted, but
he got into it.
He got into it, all right. Anyway,
everybody got into it though, to be fair.
So I actually really enjoyed the element of everybody playing a movie. We're in a movie. We're all new characters. It's like a movie with our own script, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciated that aspect of it. I had a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, I enjoyed being Mr. O.
Yeah.
I had a good time being Mr. O.
So Mr. O was like the teacher in this situation. We're all students. And I'm like, for some reason, I'm like a bad influence student. I'm trying to get Mr. O I'm peer pressuring my teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was super fun, man. That episode was cool because it had its like serious moments, but it was also super lighthearted and not so serious at times. So I like that. And also the last episode, in my opinion, was the most like acting that we've done as a group. So like I feel like in times past, there's like me and maybe someone else that do like they act, right? Yeah. They come up with their own stuff. They just have a good time like acting out their character. I think we need more of that, and I think that's what we got the last episode. Yeah. Where it wasn't just me, it was everybody. Like
everybody got into the character,
really getting into
playing the roles.
Yeah. So that was super cool. That was my favorite episode by far.
I had a lot of fun. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with that one.
I liked it.
I hope you're ready. I planned for the almost immediate future.
Okay.
The thing, if you had to say what the unit just struggles with the most as a Dungeons and Dragons group, what do you think you guys struggle with? I have a thought.
What like aspect of the game we struggle with? What aspect of the game do we struggle with? You mean besides the acting portion?
Yes.
Okay. Because we do, by the way. We struggle with the acting portion. What do we struggle? I feel like there's certain ways that we could go about our conflicts that we just totally skip over. We don't even think about it.
Yeah, the tactics sometimes are tough. That makes me think because you guys don't necessarily always think outside the box.
Yeah.
And I try to put outside the box answers in there.
Okay, on purpose.
Yeah. Puzzles and traps.
Oh, yeah.
Which requires that outside of the box thinking.
Yeah, I'm so bad at the puzzles, man. I'm so bad at the puzzles.
I put in 8 puzzles.
Okay.
For next time.
Perfect. whatever.
Some of them are hard.
Look, I'm gonna open my mind up.
There are some of them I have the answers for on a piece of paper, and I still don't get it.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting. You guys may want to be get stuck in hell because you can't get past the puzzle. And if that is, so be it. We'll have a big old episode with a group chat graveyard and have to start a new story. I found a really good resource. I got 8 puzzles ready to go. It's gonna be sick. I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect. Look, I'm gonna open my mind up, try to think as out of the box as possible.
Yeah, be like Taco Bell. Think outside the bun, man.
Boom. Dong.
All right, guys. We're starting to wrap up here. We've been on for a while. Let's do our top 5 for this week, and we chose, as we mentioned earlier, 4th of July activities. Now, yeah. Tom has not seen my list. I have not seen Tom's list. We haven't even talked about it. So, Tom, why don't you go first with your first item on your list?
Yeah, I just want to say quickly about this top 5.
Are yours in any particular order?
Yes.
Mine are not.
Okay, I put mine in order, so I'll start 5 down.
Okay.
Okay. Real quick about top 5s, I do want to say, this week it's because the 4th of July is this week, and that's why we're doing it. But every week's going to be different. If you guys in the comments section have anything you want us to make a top 5 of, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll probably do it. We take everything into consideration. Also, if you want to put your top 5 of July 4th activities, we would love to read that as well. So,
and we'll give a shout out to the best top 5 list on the next episode.
So stay interactive, and we'll do what we do. So my number 5 is going to get real fratty quick. It's drinking with the boys.
Drinking with the boys.
Drinking with the boys is my number 5.
Okay. My number 5 is barbecue.
Okay.
Nothing like having these really cheap frozen burger patties.
The Bubba burgers.
Yeah, nothing I don't I know they're not good food, but it's something about it just feels right on the 4th of July.
I totally understand that.
So that kind of food, that charcoal grill, it's just perfect for the 4th of July.
Yeah. All right. I see that. I'll go to number 4.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4, I wrote fireworks, not professional. So Massachusetts, you're out of this one. Look, in years past, we've gone to people's houses and we've had a huge party for July 4th, right? And at the end of the night, they have $1,000 worth of fireworks, and we just blow the joint up, right? So that's what I like. The professional fireworks are cool and stuff, but there's just a different element when you're the one lighting it and running away from the firework. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm very afraid of running away from fireworks. I usually, while they're getting lit, I stay inside a house. And then when I start seeing them go off, I hop out.
Okay.
Very afraid. When I was a young child, my mom told me a story about a friend of hers who blew his thumbs off.
Who was the Giants player that did that? Pierre Paul?
Pierre Paul.
Yeah. Shouts out to you.
JPP. Okay, so you said your number 4?
That was my number 4, yeah.
My number 4 is related to your number 5.
Drinking with the boys?
Yeah, I put drinking games.
Oh.
Something about the competitive aspect just screams America to me.
Speaking of drinking games, I know, spoiler alert, we're having a July 4th party at our friend Anthony's house. And Nick, our friend Nick, is bringing the big beer pong with the
big time,
the huge garbage can size.
Ooh, I can't wait to shoot it like I'm Steph Curry.
Oh yeah, Curry.
So yeah, drinking games. Something like the specific game I always associate with the 4th of July is Slip and Flip.
That's a solid game.
It's so fun. I love Slip and Slide to a Flip Cup. I mean, what adult can want more? That's adult Disney World right there.
I agree. It's backyard Disney World.
Yeah. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is not alcohol related even. Is backyard games, specifically cornhole. Look, you got can jam, spike ball, but cornhole to me is an American pastime.
That is a very fun game. Yeah. I did not play that until about 2 years ago. Really like it.
Yeah, cornhole's a great game. So that's my number 3. Simple. Mm-hmm. What about you?
My number 3. Country music.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I am not a big time I like country music. I don't go out on my way to listen to it except for the 4th of July.
America.
Something about it just feels right. You're outside, you're watching fireworks, and you're with your friends, and country music comes on, and it's just the best.
I agree.
That is on my top 5. Number 3, country music.
Okay. I'll go to my number 2. I integrated this one. It should probably be 2 separate ones, but I'm not willing to do it. I wrote pool party / barbecues.
Okay.
Right. So if you don't have a pool, but you have a good barbecue, that's just as good to me as if you have a good pool party at the 4th of July. Because look, most of the time, it's like 90 degrees outside, and it's sunny as hell on the 4th of July. So that's just my thing, man. And barbecues, as you said, as your number 5, right?
Yeah.
It's just, there's something about it.
It's integral.
Something about it, yeah.
You
have to do it.
If you're not cooking food, it's not 4th of July.
I'm not going to, like, Popeyes on the 4th of July.
No.
I'm trying to eat hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. That's my 2.
All right, my number 2. I was on the same vein with you as your number 3. I specifically listed Can Jam.
Really?
I specifically listed Can Jam.
Okay, so I'm a cornhole guy. You were a Can Jam guy.
That's fun. It was one of the first kind of lawn games I ever played.
Yeah.
And it's just a great time. You could be awful at throwing a frisbee, but you're still gonna have a good time playing Can Jam.
I can't argue that at all.
It's so fun.
Can Jam, to me, it could be interchangeable. I could put Can Jam or cornhole in here, and I'm just as happy with this list. So, I guess that brings me to my number 1, and my number 1 is very simple. It's being American AF.
Okay.
Listen, and that has like, it's not just saying like, oh, I'm American. It's like, I like dressing up with like my American flag bathing suit and a cutoff shirt and American flag hat, and I have cowboy boots, so I'm going to put them on.
If you're not going, the whole 9 yards,
no.
What are you doing?
So, and it's just like, as you said, it's the whole thing. It's the aura. You got the country music on. You're drinking American beer, right? You got the flags flying. Everyone's wearing flags. Like it's cool. It's nice. It shows like at least for a day, like everyone has like that sense of camaraderie. Like we're all the same. You know what I mean? So I like that. So being American AF, that's what it means to me. Is that everyone kind of does their thing. Yeah.
I think it's great.
What's yours?
I wish I put that in my top 5. My number 1 is going on a boat.
Oh, okay.
4th of July is great. Barbecues are great. 4th of July on a boat is like it's 4th of July on steroids.
It's funny you said that because I was gonna put going on a lake, which to me
you have to be on the boat.
On a boat, yeah.
So here's my perfect 4th of July: backyard barbecue, some drinking games, fantastic, right? Mm-hmm. But let's say it's at a lake house.
Okay.
So we're at a lake house. We're doing all the things that we've listed previously.
Yeah.
And we have one person who did not drink.
Yep.
Get at the driver's seat of that boat. We go out to the middle of the boat, watch fireworks at the end of the night.
You mean the middle of the lake? The middle of the lake, right?
Yes.
Okay, you said middle of the boat.
Oh, yeah.
Which you could do. I mean,
we could go out in the middle of the boat. We don't have to be. But yes, go take that boat, go to the middle of the lake, and watch fireworks in the night. I think that would be the perfect 4th of July. But also, being on a boat, getting, doing tubing or
jet skiing.
Jet skiing.
Jet skiing's fun.
So, water activities are just so synonymous. No,
I agree. And look, I mean, I love the 4th of July. I mean, for Pete's sakes, man, I have a bald eagle tattooed on my arm, so this is practically my holiday. I like it. Yeah. Obviously, we're gonna have a good time. This Sunday is July 4th. So, and for those of you that are in Canada and don't know, July 4th is our Independence Day. I believe is July 1st Canada's Independence Day.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Look, if I messed that up, sorry, but I think it's July 1st. But anyway, happy Independence to the Canadians, and for you fellow Americans, if you're watching this after July 4th, obviously happy Independence Day. Everything should be good. Yeah. That pretty much wraps up our first episode.
That's all we got, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let us know what you think of our top 5 lists. Let us know what you think. If you liked it, that's great. Yeah. And if you didn't like it, hey, we're just spitballing.
We're spitballing. See you guys in episode 2, man.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.